these are the summer months that are hard for these people, the men and women at college racing and all the race teams, to keep finding motivation to work hard and build the best of the best each week. And it's easy to kind of pass through. But when you have good things happen and some momentum like we've had through the in-season tournament, it's been super fun. And I appreciate the fact that Colleague Racing, Chris Rice, Matt Colleague aren't afraid to pause and say, hey, this is a good thing, and let's take this moment in because this is a lot of fun and good for everybody. So that was great. It was a great moment on Tuesday, and we're all excited for this weekend.
All right, we're going to go ahead and go to questions for Ty. We'll work to get a microphone to as many of you as we can. We're going to start off with Daniel McFadden here on the far left. Go ahead.
Daniel McFadden, frontstretch.com. Ty, it's kind of hard to believe it's been 11 years since you got your Xfinity win.
Yeah, we don't have to talk about
here.
the 11 years part.
But no, I'm just curious. I mean, that was a huge deal for you at that point in your career. But I'm curious, with you being consistently in the spotlight over the last 5 weeks with this in-season tournament, and it ending here at Indianapolis of all tracks.
Yeah.
Which is, for you, which has been more special, this 5 weeks or that one win here 11 years ago?
I think it's hard for me to fully give the credit to this 5 weeks right now. I think when I look back, this is going to be a special, special moment no matter what, because I do ultimately want to win in the Cup Series, and I hope that feels as great as this 5 weeks has been. But this has been, I don't know how you even place it, because it's the first time anybody's really gone through this run, and being a 32 seed adds more to that, and just the story that's been built. And I haven't won the Cup Series, so I don't know what it'd be like between the weeks, but it feels like the last 3 or 4 weeks I've done enough media and talked to enough people and had fan growth like I've never seen before. That felt like I won the last 3 weeks. And so it's a weird conundrum. It's not a win, but it has felt so special to be a part of. Honestly, winning here in the Xfinity Series is something that's given me confidence inside the race car for a long time. And some of that got played this week, and I had even forgotten, like, when I won that race, the top 10 was I beat Kyle Busch. I've always remembered, like, I beat Kyle straight up on a restart for the last 20 laps or so, and beat him head-to-head. So that always gave me so much confidence just for my career in general, especially coming here. But then I looked at the top 10 after that. I think Harvick finished third, or Matt Kenseth finished third. Harvick finished fourth. Larson was in the top 10. Regan Smith, Paul Menard, who won here with RCR. Like, the top 10 in, I think it was nationwide then, but Xfinity Series then is so much different than it looks now, and I beat the best of the best at their peak in that time in that race. So I always look back that with so much confidence and fond memories. But this is a run that I don't think I could have ever expected, based around something totally unique to our sport, and I'm beyond grateful for what it's done for me and the race team and our sponsors. And it might be a good question to ask me next year, in the future, once I can kind of take it all in, and hopefully we have a Cup race win by then too. I don't know how long they'll last or how long they'll stick with me, and I really hope they do. I've been around long enough to kind of ride the highs and lows of it, but it's been massive. Every person I've seen at the racetrack is cheering me on to beat the next person, and just the acknowledgement from that has been incredible. The engagement online, obviously our team and myself are having a lot of fun with just the social media side of it, the entertainment side of it, and I hope it tells the truth of our story. I hope I'm doing a good job of showing who I am as a person, and also who our sponsors are and who our team is, so that they'll stick with us and continue to follow the growth, because we're heading in a great direction, and hopefully they'll ride with us through hopefully a lot more success.
All right, we're going to go to John Newby and then Steven. Go ahead, John. A microphone here in the back.
John Newby, Savage Ventures. So obviously kind of like a secret weapon for you over these last 5 weeks has been restarts and the moves you've been able to make. How does that translate to a place like this where it's such a long front stretch?
Yeah, it translates quite well. I think the thing about this is there's been a lot of talk about, raw speed, which really matters here. If you look at the last 5 Cup races, at least almost every Cup race that I've been a part here, the end of the race gets quite wild, and there's a lot of crashes here. And that's something you got to take advantage of, but also not put yourself in too bad of a spot, which fits my mentality as a driver, what I've excelled at in my career. I think that's one thing that gives me confidence every time here is I know when it gets chaotic, I feel comfortable. And that's been my story of my career. Like, give me less practice, give me less qualifying, give us some crazy whether it's rain on the track, I've always excelled. Like, give me chaos, and I feel calm in the chaos. So this is one of those tracks that seems to induce some of that at the end of restarts. So I look forward to hopefully a little bit of that happening. I think that's going to help in our favor. But you're always looking to take advantage, but you got to do it in the right timing. You can't do it too soon in the race. And Chris Rice has helped a lot with that with this year for me. I think when you're not at a place where you feel safe or comfortable at a team, it's easy to push over your bounds to try to earn some respect or earn some confidence from your team. But Chris and Matt and Ty Norris, everybody at Colleague has given so much confidence in me just by constant communication that we want you to be you. And there was something Chris would tell me starting at Phoenix. He was like, we're going to race the race 1/3 at a time. First third, I don't care what happens, who passes you. Let's just try not to go a lap down. Second, let's try to find our momentum, get the car right. And then the third, I want you to attack all out. And it sounds simple and silly, but that's really something that we've implemented, and it's been kind of the truth to our season. A lot of these tracks I haven't been to in 2 years, so it's a little bit crazy for me to think I'm just going to out-power move people in the first of the race. So it's been about growing, getting comfortable, then attack at the end, and that's kind of been our goal, and that's really what's played out through this whole in-season tournament for us.
All right, we're going to go to Steven and then Cameron.
Steven Stump, frontroots.com. Ty, what would $1 million do for both you and Colleague, especially when competing against some of the powerhouses of the Cup Series?
Yeah, the money's awesome, and it'll get split up, and it's not, by the time it all gets spread out between all of us, none of us are getting $1 million, but we're going to get a nice chunk of change, which is so grateful, and we're so appreciative that we have something so cool like that for something new in the middle of the season. But for me, it's bigger than the money. Money doesn't change your happiness. It just makes you available to do some more fun things. But my true happiness resides in just having fun with my kids, sharing moments with them, but also sharing moments with the race team. And the moments that we've been provided through this in-season tournament has been bigger than anything I've been a part of. And the smiles and the hugs after the race and the good times that are rolling. Like, this sport can pass you by and you can realize you never had fun because you were so worried sick about your next opportunity or the next race or being the best. And you can look back and not remember anything. And I've been lucky enough to stick around where there's been years that you look back and you're like, I don't remember one highlight from that year because I was so in my own head and so worried about everything going on. So I guess growing older, being around a lot longer, I feel like coming into this thing, I've already won and we're on house money just because the moments and memories that we shared, the growth that we've had as a team, the confidence that we're all building in each other, and the future that's right in front of us. So the money will be great. The trophy would be awesome to show around and, have some more one-liners for everybody if we do this thing first. But the things that it's already provided for our race team, for our sponsors, Seabest, Grizzly Nicotine Pouches, have been enough. And hopefully this is just the beginning of it.
And let's, on the final lap, if it's you and the other Ty bumper to bumper, what would you be willing to do to get by?
Ask Alex Bowman.
All right, Cameron.
Quick question for you. Is $1 Million Baby song on your playlist this weekend at the Brickyard?
That song has come into my head a few times this week, and I've had to block it out. I'm not a big count your chickens for a hatch, but I really like that song. I've always had. It's got a catchy tone to it, is all I'll say.
Well, we know you're not getting all the million. You gotta share a little bit of the money.
Yeah.
But when you do get your chunk of the change, what's going to be your splurge purchase, if you will?
I've got 3 kids, so we got some futures to plan and work on. But boy, Chevy has a pretty beautiful Corvette. I'd like to get my name on that list of that fast Corvette that's breaking all them records. But I don't want to talk about it too much, like I said. So that would be one thing. But honestly, probably won't do a whole lot. Just probably manage it well, hopefully. I don't have a real exciting answer. We need to do some remodeling around the house, some cleanups, but not a whole lot. Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Cameron Richardson, NASCAR.com. Going with the in-season challenges, how much of that is credit to the big picture you guys are building? And, this season you guys have executed week in and week out. You're putting together top 20 finishes. Just how much of that success in these 5 weeks is that to the overall picture?
Yeah, I think I appreciate the most that this in-season challenge has allowed us to get a little bit of light for that growth. I've talked about a lot that we've had the recipe to success to our season with a lot of speed, more speed than I've ever had in a cup car. And we just didn't execute the races. And with this in-season challenge, people have got to see the moments where we've executed the last 5 weeks in a row. So that's been big. But just in general, NASCAR taking the chance to do this, TNT picking it up and running with it. And then, I think a lot of it, we've been probably the most direct beneficiary of it because of our story. But a lot of good things came together. I would say one of the unwritten stories that I give a lot of credit to is the fact that Denny Hamlin in the last year and a half has leaned into his Denny versus the world thing and played into a personality to kind of go at the fans. My kids and I watch a lot of WWE. It's something we do, and the heels and the baby face and learning how to entertain people is something that I think every driver should do homework and watch a little bit of, because we deserve to give our fans a little bit more. Denny leaning into that and telling everybody that he's beat your favorite driver, and the reaction to he's the loudest boo, and boos aren't a bad thing always. And him doing that allowed me to have a little fun when we beat him in Atlanta. And I hope me being a little jovial and playing will allow some more people to feel like they can have a little more personality. We have some great, wonderful race car drivers, but I think our sport's only going to grow if our best of our best can grow into a personality and really take the moment and harness the fans and the entertainment side of what we do too.